Okay guys, what did you break this time? Apparently nothing. Oh. Hang on, there was something in there, wasn't there? Difficulty adjustment compensation. So I guess that means I'm going in without being full power. Anyway, greetings and salutations everyone. Mechamac, this is Pilgrimage of Compassion. We have the 11th stage here. The Fabled Knight, some sort of boss. You know, mares might not be trustworthy because the question occurred to me. Oh no, clear stage. This means it'll be a harsh boss, I think. Why did mares not bring up that everyone was Church of the Deep? Anyhow, I'm going straight in. There were more sea terrors than we expected near the lighthouse, but thanks to Irene's lamp, the light of which paralyzed their nervous systems, paired with the rather narrow passageways, we were able to handle them without much trouble. Also, as the control room was, unlike the exterior wall, mostly undamaged, Force shared the good news that the repairs most likely won't take very long. Yiseng was right, fortunately the inside is barely damaged. How are you progressing, Miss Forced? It is almost complete, we best prepare to leave. Then I'll radio the doctor, let's see. A tremor shakes the building with a loud boom and debris begins to fall from the ceiling. The lighthouse's precarious floor suddenly collapses from the shock. The floor's giving way! What's going on out there? Something rammed against the Eye of Iberia. I see aught shattering through the ocean surface. The sheer explosive force turned the water into mist. And it is charging at us once again. As Yiseng noted, I saw the shadow of a dark figure through the ruptured outer wall of the lighthouse, charging ferociously at the ruined structure. The figure looked a lot like one of those knights of the city's western region Don Quixote would talk at length about. The lighthouse might crumble at this rate. Then we have no choice, we have to stop whatever's out there. Forced, stay here, the rest of us will descend the lighthouse and... The lighthouse is almost fully functional. It'll only take some finishing touches to have its light shine again. Which I can handle, so I'll stay behind. Seems entirely unnecessary to leave the rest to you. Would much rather leave it to Forced, who is an expert. I've read about that Seaborn before. The fables and legends say that he is the last knight, and if those stories have any grain of truth in them, you're gonna need all hands on deck to even have a chance at stolen air. Appropriate given the music. You better prepare for a few days of interrogation once I bring you into the Inquisition. Your decision, Executive Manager? All hands on deck. Leave the lighthouse to mares. We have to put a stop to that night somehow. Waves crest high and violent behind the spear-wielding knight. We have to protect the already precarious lighthouse against the night. The night begins to charge at us, the steed splitting the very sea. And I instinctively know that this isn't going to be easy. It's a good thing that we have Superbia in reserve then. One day, wheat grains he planted did not sprout. One day he stopped feeling the scent of life between his breaths. Thus he rides against the currents, hunting after waves. He seeks the waves, reproaches them, and eventually brings about their destruction. Faint memories, having blinked through Amaya's phantoms, flash briefly before my eyes, and the Seaborn Knight wields his great lance against surfaced sea terrors. He shudders as though with repulsiveness, but he does not stop. You won't obstruct progress and cover the lands. That is impermissible. This is the land. The Knight and the Sea Terrors don't necessarily seem to be on the same side. Perhaps diplomacy might be a viable solution here? Try to talk to the knight. Bloom Pride. Who will try? Oh, we're very lucky that we have Lord Honglu here. We flipped tails, but we still won. We are not the sea, we are not its waves. The knight's great lance falters with doubt. Waves are the only thing that hold any meaning for him. Gains 3 offense level down. Clash will guard, on use, gain 2 haste next turn. Clash win heals SP, clash lose costs it. Inflict sinking count. If target has cold, inflict sinking. Inflict 3 sinking. Okay, what do we have here? Try not to hit that clash will guard, I guess. When hit, inflict cold against the attacker once per skill. Lose 1 speed for every cold stack. If they have 3 stacks after skill and take 20 gloom damage and SP damage, then gain frozen. Cold stack expires after all effects are activated. If unit did not attack, expires. Combat start, gain 8 protection. If they have low morale, halve the amount. If staggered or panicked, don't gain protection. Good to know. Fate's Favored Child. When this unit takes damage that brings HP down to 0, nullify the damage. Heal to 100% HP and SP and gain a new pattern, once per encounter. When attacking frozen, deal extra damage. Cannot act for this turn. Certain skill activations become nullified at 1 HP. Weird. It's a unique cold. Gain 1 offense level up for every enemy with cold. If there are 6+ enemies with cold, gain 2 clash power up. Oh, good gravy. Gain misery and calamity. Lose some sort of defense level and offense level weirdness. Does not change his panic type. Low morale. All resistances change to normal. In panic, all resistances change to normal. Double the amount of burn, bleed, rupture, and tremor acquired. It's all clash based. Oh, bad start. Really bad start. Priority high. Tide Hunt. Can clash regardless of speed. Prioritize targets with frozen. When attacking someone with frozen, gain attack weight. Coin power +1 for every 2 enemies with cold. Deal less damage and cannot stagger the target on clash lose. If target has frozen, heal 20 SP on kill. Great. He has enough for the coin power boost. Damn it. I hate that we're relying on...
불가 위약 막아내지 못하리.
Why? These identities are not capable of not attacking. It's all these freaking clashable counters. Thank you for winning that. That's really rude. He said, better work because it's my freaking Superbia that I'm giving up.
너냐?
숨통 끊기.
Oh, he's in a panic now. Great. I suppose that means that even things like Sinclair's Clash won out there. Ah, that's going to cause a freeze. It just struck me.
곱게 접은 종이에 번졌으니 식구의 하늘 용이 되어 빈 벼루에 남았구나.
So yeah, the problem is that they've made a meta where your best units just can't help but attack thanks to clashball counters and all that jazz, because that's basically everything that everyone's getting. And then they make a boss that punishes you for just not stopping and this is annoying. The Sinner's relentless assault on the Knight begins to slow. Though we don't have anything in common with the Knight, cold, cold loneliness rides his bellow, insidious order under the faint light. Are we waves or rocks in his eyes? The sea wets our hems, giving us no time to answer the question. Someone has to stand the ground next to the petrified sinners. Wrath, lust, pride. We can't use him, so I guess it has to be Ryoshu. Sinner Ryoshu's warmth reignites the fire of determination in the rest of the sinners. In that moment, Irene raises her lamp, showering the night with its light. Abira's flame illuminates our path. Unlike the night, we're not alone, so we did not have to endure the chilling loneliness by ourselves. Remove Frozen from all allies.
심심풀이는 되는군.
天バスカンパニーの皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。
Okay, you need to take this turn off. You're going to end up retreating from doing this, though. Shoot! Not fast enough. Target has enough rupture. That's so annoying. So basically, Ryoshu's guaranteed to get frozen here. Okay, Chicken Sinclair is going to get the Clashful Guard at least.
날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어.
This should trigger Lord's Guard or assist defense. Either will work.
적을 물어뜯고 너의 쓸모를 보여라.
本当に嬉しいです。
Okay, who needs to... You need to slow down, you need to slow down. Good enough. The fact that it says if target has cold inflict sinking, it basically means you're guaranteed to get that sinking on you because because of the broken coins. There's not really anything you can do about that.
흡수묘 빈박질 준비.
Remember, he revives at 1 HP. We aren't done yet.
아득한 야정. 멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 답을 구하시길.
Oh, and because he refilled his SP gauge, his resistances are probably back up again, aren't they?
손 끊기.
ドクターのように優れた式ですね。
저 혈압도 고려하네.
Oh no, Sinclair, that was a mistake.
몸소 보여주지.
Lonesome stand, sacrifice to claim the garden. I think that's also a nice block.
向こうにも事情があるのでしょう。ですが私たちは止まれません。
Immobile. I'm sure they'll be bringing this mechanic back in the main Limbus Company story.
불가 위야. 막아내는 다리.
Unclashable, deal extra damage for everyone. Inflict 10 cold on target if target is frozen. Okay, deal 5% more damage for every enemy with cold. Inflict sinking count. On heads hit, gain 3 offense level up. This turn, inflict 10 1 plus cold damage, bonus gloom on the target. If target is frozen, heal 20 SP on kill. I'm very annoyed. We don't know how much this is going to hurt, but we can't do anything about it because it's unclashable. I should probably have Honglu.
피로 다스리지.
Darn it! Slay the ocean, slay the ocean. Fate's favored child triggers. Gain 1 bind next turn. When hit, inflict 1 cold. Yeah, Fate's favored child is the revival, isn't it?
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라. 눈부시지 않다고 두려워하지 마라.
The knight rides upon the violently whinnying steed. Lance rises skyward. The knight races across the sea, splitting its waves. We won't succeed at this rate. Stolen, please, even for a second. Irene directs her cannon toward the knight. Her aim and the wheel undulates on the same frequency with the waves. We need but a moment to recover. Topple the waves. Go for his legs, not his lance. We have to stop the knight's charge. 9! Very lucky with Honglu here. I'd be willing to bet that they made an adjustment to the skill checks because it wouldn't put it past them to have very unreasonable skill checks. The knight's fierce charge briefly wavers when Sinahang Honglu jumps in his path. The Inquisitor quickly capitalizes on this momentary opening. A blinding spark flies from her hand cannon and the knight is thrown off his steed. Slay the Ocean becomes clashable.
아는 것을 모른 채 할 수는 없으니.
Dense shadow pools under the lone knight. Surus of teeming flesh sliding against flesh can be heard from beneath. Aren't they gathered to defeat the knight? They must have gathered here, believing him to be one of them until they came to a realization that the knight is a traitor to the Great Will. The knight leaps off the surface, but the sea rises violently in response to drag him back down. The waves crest high, gnawing upon the knight, crashing him back down to the water's surface. But he leaps once again, the cresting waves as his stepping stones. He belongs not to the sea. He stands tall against the great will, his head held high in eternal defiance. The unremittent night rides across the watery mountains and charges at us. We can't use Honglu a second time, so let's hope that Ryoshu gets lucky. Sina Ryoshu brings the knight's charge to a stop. Then, the waves begin to crash in. Once, twice, thrice, but unlike the knight in the back streets, the waves don't stop coming. He has always challenged the waves and so is fated to do so for eternity. The waves will always shake the sea until the day of the knight's sinking. Struggle passive deactivated. The last knight gains the knight's corpus.
심심풀이는 되는군.
囚人の皆さんの状態に何か変
Struggle,
化が
so he doesn't get this anymore and we can clash his super attack here. It's very unfortunate we had to lose Thunderer though. Ooh, I don't like that. Is anyone capable of doing something with this? There we go. Just enough power, but it's unbreakable coins. So he is going to keep getting things through. I think now's a good time to have you do something like this. Get a retreat going. Oh man, 45 SP. Wait, no. God, forced. Wish that was better rolls, honestly.
날개를 펼치고 발톱을 걸어.
쓸데없는 관심 필요 없다.
It might stagger her on the unbreakable coin, but that's what Sun Shower is for.
저 해충들을 도려내.
Yep, there's Utis. She's frozen though! I hope that doesn't stop her from retreating.
아득한 여정. 멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로 답을
Utis is very much almost dead there.
혈압도 바로.
I swear, if this tidal lance goes after her as well.
물러나라. 네
これ
목숨은
も
아직
作
따로
戦の
쓸
一
곳이
環
있다.
リンバスカンパニーの戦い方
Of course it didn't. If the main target has cold, so make sure that whoever goes in doesn't have the cold. It's not gonna work out, is it?
발톱을 걸어.
That's really not nice.
혈액도 봐라.
잠깐 기다려라.
미나상, しっかりしてください.
Oh, you think?
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
I really don't like that it cancels out his retreat if they're frozen.
죄를 받아들이나이다.
이 검은, 이 명예는, 이 영광은.
Well, I suppose they at least gave us a fight that makes use of his long charge ego here.
동탈 때까지 이 천장에 남고 싶어.
You had one job, Heathcliff.
모험하군.
写真が死亡。どうすれば。
That triggers a Lord's Guard at least, so...
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 멀겠다.
무상한 목숨,
They get 2 frost.
불끈한 지원일 뿐.
It's giving out 2 frost per skill. This is actually insane.
술술해.
So essentially, Lord Hong Lu ended up sabotaging us there. Because when they come in, they throw out a skill, and because I wasn't expecting that to inflict 2 stacks of fucking frost. I'm out of rounds, the lamp's almost out too. We're holding him back for now, but we won't last much longer. No BS. I can last. The lighthouse, not so much. What difference does that make? Sinners were reeling from the battle against this enemy, who's more like a force of nature than a human. Without giving us much time to breathe, the knight fixes the spear and begins charging at us again. It didn't take very long for the severity of the situation to dawn as I quickly began to rack my head with the desperate wish. What can I do? What can I do here? That's when, through the mist, the black space begins to envelop my vision once again. Wait, this is just like... And from the dark, light shines again. I reach out toward it and see, unlike in the earlier phenomenon, which focused entirely and powerfully on Skadi, a single individual. What I saw this time was an unfamiliar place called Kazimier's. This place was filled to the brim with things that Don Quixote would lose her mind over, like knights and their countless fans, an arena in which to test one man's mettle. But the one in Amir's thoughts sits far from all that glory in a very mundane looking office. He wears a well-kept set of clothing, while his eyes are, with a slight squint, focused on reading the newspaper. The man looked more like an office worker than a knight, but the most radiant part of that scene was a banner hanging on the wall, and a sword. Don Quixote was the first sinner who came to mind. Can she, our ardent admirer of knights and pursuer of glory, spin that energy from his sword as her own? Wait, no, he's different. I need someone who doesn't pursue glory. Someone who can handle their own tarnished glory. A sinner who can detachedly wield the entirety of their bygone honor is... Yeah, there's just one. I'll trust you, Gregor. Use this ego to hew into that knight's charge. Split the waves. Use the light to split the waves, huh? Oh yeah, you manager bud. Let's do this.
이 검은, 이 명예는, 이 영광은 빛바래지 않을 뿐.
The incandescent golden blades of light surge forth, cleaving through the darkness of the sea. The knight withstands and parries each of those lights away, but he comes to a stop when the last of the golden radiance cuts across the sea, and looks in our direction as if to admire it. And finally, the lighthouse makes a low, resonant creaking noise before firing a bright light toward the ocean horizon. Mares has completed the repairs. Oh, the light returneth to its house once more! Silence! Mares is saying something. Like you just said, Mares was peeking out of the window and shouting something at us. Vessel Massas is still near the shores, somewhere in the coastal sea. It moored somewhere by the beach, somewhere quite a bit of distance away from the village coast. Confirmed. I'll radio Dr. Kautzit immediately. Ugh, that's all well and good, but what about that monster? Yeah, what if it charges at the lighthouse again and destroys it? I heard it talk during our battle, but I don't think that creature is capable of actually communicating with them. This will be a real problem. Don Quixote, wait, don't get too close to it. It's too dangerous. But before we could stop her, Don Quixote had already approached as close as she could to the Seaborn, her eyes twinkling. She takes a brief moment to admire the knight and his steed, before asking in an energetic tone, "O mighty knight, what is the name of thy noble steed?" Rocinante. Wait, she can communicate with him? Ooh, 'tis quite the coincidence then. My noble steed is also named Rocinante. One who is not a comrade. They are a steed, you say? Forsooth, a steed most fine indeed. It hath served me well over countless adventures of mine, despite its appearance. Yet I must inquire thee, noble knight, wherefore dost thou strike this lighthouse so? Ishambla. It was not the waves. The waves are darker, more raucous. Perchance then there was a tad inconvenient misunderstanding here then. Good night. I and mine compatriots are now embarking upon an adventure most important, yet with thy obstruction we are unable to do so. Prithee, wilt thou return to whence thou came? Don Quixote regarded the knight with a stance that was at once courteous and brave. And the knight and his steed Rocinante stared wordlessly back at Don Quixote. I wasn't sure if she managed to get through to the knight, or if the knight just lost interest, but they both departed the lighthouse, looking out to the far distance. So they really exist, seaborn who hope for something other than just survival. Such powerful seaborns lurk at sea. Are you alright, Donkey? You should be thankful that somehow yielded a positive outcome. When are you going to fix that habit of rushing forward without thinking it through? My apologies? While Don Quixote returned the knight with that bizarre conversation, Amia raised her voice happily as though she just received good news. What? Dr. Counter, is that true? What's going on? The doctors managed to infiltrate the vessel Massus. They're already done cleaning up the decks and now waiting for the rest of us to arrive. But it's been hardly 10 minutes since the lighthouse came on. The doctor's an excellent strategist, and based on what Dr. Counter told us, I think they already have some plans in motion before we activated the lighthouse. Great. Let's return to Scotty and join them. We returned to the raft and explained what had transpired. Scotty listened to us quietly before replying in the exact same manner as she did before. Someone's going to have to stay behind. I'll stay. Go find the vessel Massus. You're going to refuse again if we offer help, aren't you? Yes. Then I'll see you after we retrieve the vessel Massus. I'll let the doctor know what happened here. What an oddball. Alright, so that's 45 minutes. That's definitely over the time, so let's end the episode here. Until next time, guys, take care. I'll see you all around.
모이만 뿌려주신다면 저희 두 개는 주군께서 혐오하시는 그 어떤 벌레도 모래판에 남기지 않아요. 두 개의 쓸모는 증명했어요. 그러니 주군, 부디 저희가 외칠 다음 전장을
I don't feel like it was very well balanced, given that you're able to turn into an ice cube. Hang on. Does it actually warn you about that? When hit, inflict 1 cold against the attacker. When hit, inflict 1 cold against the target. Yeah, that just doesn't seem fair to me. When you've got skills that... It's very much anti-Heisho. Anyway, a cutting episode.